Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about a strange week we had in the stock market, the last Bitcoin rise, McDonald's adding vegetarian items to their menu, Doordash IPO, and way more. So please smash that like button and subscribe since it really helps my channel out. Remember that I have a completely free Discord group chat, which the link for that is down in the description below, as well as the 2 free stock with Webull when you deposit $100. A very strange week. It started pretty nice and then dropped, and by the end of the week we had excellent news about the vaccine and the market recover. The S&P 500 ended up by 0.06%, the Dow Jones up by 0.05%, and the Nasdaq down by 1.18%. This is the second consecutive week of gains for the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones. Also, we saw a shift in the market. We saw how investors decided to pull away from tech stocks and switch to stocks that will most likely benefit from the post-pandemic recovery, since we had excellent news about the vaccine. During the pandemic, all these stay-at-home stocks like Netflix, Amazon, Zoom, Facebook, and more have soared since they were benefiting from it. But now that we have a vaccine, things changes, and now the most affected stocks during the pandemic might start getting more and more attention every day, because if quarantine will not be necessary, if the vaccine works perfectly and people feel more comfortable to go out, eat out, and travel, those companies will start benefiting as well. Then on November 12th, Jerome Powell talked about some concern he has about the economy. He said that he worries about women, children, small businesses, and people that have not been able to get their job back because of the pandemic. He said that because of the pandemic, there might be some long-run damage to the productive capacity of the economy and to people's lives who have been disrupted by the pandemic. Some of the other concerns are that first, we might see a slowdown since we are seeing an increase in virus cases and states could start implementing restrictions again, as it happened when the pandemic started. Second, he stated that because of the pandemic, we are recovering, yes, but to a different economy than the one that we had before. That we are recovering to an economy that is more leveraged to the technology, and that is definitely going to affect workers even more. Now, on the other side, Bitcoin breaks above $16,000 for the first time since January 2018. There wasn't a clear reason of that spike this week, but analysts said that the US election helped push Bitcoin over $14,000 resistance. Both sides want more stimulus, which is positive for equities, which Bitcoin has been correlating closely with throughout the year. Which means that analysts believe this last spike in Bitcoin happened because if we see another stimulus package, that will devalue fiat currency, making Bitcoin a very attractive alternative. We also have to take into consideration that last month PayPal announced that they would add new features that will let users buy, sell, and hold cryptocurrencies, and also Square bought $50 million worth of Bitcoin last month. So all these different things have helped Bitcoin to continue its uptrend. Then China car sales keep on tracking pandemic recovery. The auto sales in China increased by 8%, which is excellent because it has been rising for 4 consecutive months as the country is recovering from the pandemic. Obviously, this is excellent news for Tesla and Nio because the red-hot demand for luxury cars and a rebound in electric vehicle sales, which more than double in a year-over-year terms in October, have boosted the recovery. Tesla sold over 12,000 locally built Model 3 and exported an additional 10,000 units to Europe from Shanghai. Also, Toyota Motors China sales increased 33% in October, Nissan Motors 5%, BMW 31%, Mercedes 24%, and more. Now, McDonald's to add McPlant products after tests with Beyond Meat. So yes, McDonald's is adding vegetarian items to their menu. That is great for the company. They will apparently start testing those products in different markets next year. Still, earlier this year they tested the Canada market, but apparently they stopped testing, saying that it is time to evaluate and still plan to bring plant-based options to the menu at the right time. Well, next year is the right time. This is not the first time we see a fast food restaurant adding plant-based items to their menu, since Burger King has a deal with Impossible Foods and Dunkin' with Beyond Meat as well. McDonald's also stated that they are testing their own delivery service in high demand places such as Australia and Germany, which I think that is great. The thing is that we still do not know the company that they are partnering with for the McPlant, since they didn't announce that and they only use Beyond Meat to test for now. I do have to say that now that I went to Lisbon in Portugal about 2 weeks ago, I was really impressed by McDonald's. They have a lot of restaurants there. I saw one in every single corner, and all of them had a bunch of people ordering food. Even though they reported a decrease in same-store sales, I think they have a very strong brand. Also remember that McDonald's business is not really the food business, but the real estate business. But that is a topic for a different video. Talking about food, Doordash IPO filing shows big revenue growth, profitable quarter. Doordash is a delivery food company that has filed for IPO. It is a company with an exponential growth year over year that has not been profitable yet. Obviously, as with Uber Eats, they have benefited a lot from the pandemic since literally everyone is ordering food online. Now, the title is pretty confusing since it talks about a profitable quarter, but the truth is that yes, they were profitable, but they had a profitable second quarter, not third quarter. For the third quarter, they posted a loss since they are reinvesting a lot of money into their company to be able to continue expanding and having that exponential growth year over year. If you would like me to post a video analyzing more in depth this company, even though there is not a lot of financial information available, let me know in the comment section below. Now, Palantir boosts its full year revenue outlook. We covered Palantir IPO in this channel, but Palantir was one of the most valuable private technology companies that specializes in data analytics. They went public this year and just reported excellent earnings. They raised their revenue projections for the year from $1.05 billion to $1.07 billion since they saw an increase in demand for their software. Their revenue grew 52% from the year earlier period to $289 million, above the high end of projected range. They benefited from the pandemic since it has brought Palantir new business as the company is building a software to help the federal government distribute a vaccine for the virus. And obviously that would be excellent for Palantir among the other deals that they already have with the government. Still, they have never posted a profit in 17 years since apparently they reinvest everything into their business, but according to them, profits are on the horizon. If you watch my videos, you know that I'm a Lyft shareholder and have a lot of faith in the company. Well, Lyft pandemic challenges continue, but business is improving. They reported earnings last week and wanted to do a quick overview. They reported 12.5 million active riders for the quarter, down from 22.3 million the same period last year, but up from 8.7 million from last quarter. Also reported a revenue of $500 million, down from 955.6 million last year, but up to 47% from the second quarter. This tells us that yes, they have not gotten to the levels that they were before the pandemic, but have been improving quarter over quarter. Still, they were able to report a net loss of $460 million from $463.5 million a year earlier, which is incredible because even though they generated less than half the amount they generated last year, their net loss actually improved year over year, and they still think they will be profitable by the end of next year. Disney also reported earnings last week, and they reported a total revenue decrease of 23%. They saw an increase in their media networks and direct-to-consumer and international segments, since those are the only ones that have been able to grow throughout the pandemic, and saw a massive decrease in their other segments since they have been really affected by the pandemic. Obviously, their Disney Plus have become the focus of the company and have been growing massively. They reported subscriptions of 73.7 million users as of October 3rd, up from the 60 millions in August. Still, they reported a smaller than expected loss since they reported 0.20 cents loss per share, while analysts were expecting a loss of 0.70 cents per share. Now, next week we have Walmart, Nio, Home Depot reporting earnings on Tuesday, Target, Nvidia, and Lowe's on Wednesday, Workday, and Intuit on Thursday. For Nio, analysts are expecting a revenue of $624 million, which would be an increase of 149% for the quarter. That would lead them to a revenue growth of 103% for the whole 2020 and 79% for 2021. Now, Nio has a market cap of $60.69 billion, which has massively grown this month since the stock is up 33% in November, but over 1,000% year to date because of the huge growth they have reported in revenue and vehicle sales. They already reported that they delivered 4,708 vehicles in September, which is a new monthly record, but 12,000 1,206 for the third quarter, which is a massive growth of 154% year over year. They also reported that in October they delivered 5,055 vehicles, which is a 100% increase year over year. Now, if you ask me, obviously Nio is growing massively, and in the long term, it might be an excellent investment with all their innovations with the battery swap technology, but I do think it is due for a healthy pullback in the short term. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please smash that like button and subscribe since it really helps the channel out. Thank you and see you next time.